Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about something we all experience but rarely confront, the way society sees us, and more importantly, the way we see ourselves. What happens when the world values you for something fleeting? When a single word can make your skin crawl. This is a story about beauty, perception, and what it really means to be seen. Before we dive in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a story that makes you think. Now, let's begin. I'm lying in his bed, sprawled Marilyn-esque across the sheets. I want to stay in this moment, a naked moment. But then he says the words that blur my nakedness into invisibility. You are so hot. Hot. The one word that makes my skin turn cold. I take a deep breath, and my heart furls up like a scroll. I remember we have only been dating for 4 months. Of course, he only sees the casing and not the meat inside. Hot is not a compliment. I tease. Nothing in life stays hot. Even fire eventually turns into cold, lifeless ashes. He silences me with the look he always gives me when I am acting too philosophical. But the philosophers knew how to ignite passion. Plutarch called the mind a fire to be kindled. I want to burn brighter than hot. It's a Saturday night, and we are dancing at our favorite salsa club. He tells me again, I look hot. I bristle and deflect with humor. Beautiful, I can work with. But hot is beauty's whorish sister. Later in the evening, I am at the bar taking a break. A well-dressed man approaches me. I love how you dance, he says. I can tell by how you mirror your partner. You can read people. I thank him for the compliment, and the usual small talk follows. Then he smiles, raises his drink, and tells me to have a wonderful evening. A woman knows when a man is hitting on her. He was not. This stranger simply told me what all women want to hear. I see you. I see your strength. And it's in your mind, not in your body. I later think, why can't my boyfriend do that? I decide to lead by example. I compliment him more. I tell him how much I love his big brain, what a good dancer he is, and how handsome he is. He continues only to tell me I am hot. My humor begins to sprout teeth. I remind him that I have a brain too. But every "you are hot" compliment silences me more. Unfortunately, you can only be a watered-down version of yourself for so long. Eventually, we broke up, but a year later, the truth still cuts. He never saw me. Everyone has their trigger words. For me, it is hot. Like most triggers, this one grew thorns in my childhood. My parents never told me I was smart, or talented, or courageous, but they did tell me I was pretty. Maybe they believed that was what all young girls wanted to hear. Or perhaps they worried I was not pretty enough. They are not alone. In an analysis of Google searches, parents were twice as likely to Google, "Is my daughter overweight?" than "Is my son overweight?" Even more alarming, parents were 3 times more likely to Google, "Is my daughter ugly?" than Google, "Is my son ugly?" I am guessing Google won't tell them the truth. Having a shitty personality is what makes someone ugly. Dorothy Parker said it best, "Beauty is only skin deep, but ugly goes clean to the bone." To be fair, parents are only succumbing to societal pressures. A Pew Research Center study asked over 1,000 respondents an open-ended question. What traits does society most value in men and women? Over 1/3 of respondents said women should be physically attractive. The same number of people said men should be honest and moral. We claim to be a meritocratic society, but women are rarely rewarded for merit. They are rewarded for beauty. Beauty is only skin deep, but ugly goes clean to the bone. I once attended an after-party at a big publishing event. One of the executive editors had a few loosen-the-lips martinis. This particular editor had signed many big-name authors who I guarantee everyone would know. He started complaining vociferously about acquisition meetings, i.e., how much he hated them and how he missed the old days when sales and marketing had less power to nix an offer. He then confessed that sales and marketing will often ask what a female author looks like during an acquisition meeting. He told me that if the author is unattractive or, God forbid, overweight, it could determine whether they sign her on. Yep, you read that right. If you are unattractive, you're less likely to get signed at a big house. Every time anyone writes about pretty privilege, the trolls pour the tar. I will save you the heat. I am well aware that being even moderately attractive opens doors. Study after study has found pretty people earn more and are viewed as more talented. The phenomenon is so common that we even had to give it a psychological term, the halo effect. Once you label someone with one positive trait, such as beauty, you associate them with other positive traits. Consequently, society conflates beauty with goodness, honesty, intelligence, success, and talent. A more controlled study puts a finer point on this debate. Researchers had observers stand outside the Metropolitan State University of Denver and rate the physical attractiveness of thousands of female students. Then they compared the grades of the more attractive students to the less attractive students. The prettier ones received higher grades. Of course, you might assume their attractiveness gave them more confidence, and that bravado translated to a higher GPA. Sure, put a pin in that. Next, the researchers compared the grades of attractive female students to the less attractive female students in the online education program. This time, the prettier online students didn't do as well. So if you are hot, attend class in person. Unfortunately, pretty people are often blissfully unaware of their privilege. The stunningly beautiful Audrey Hepburn once quipped, "Happy girls are the prettiest girls." She had the equation reversed. Research has found attractive people show more positive expressions that make them seem even more attractive. Conversely, less attractive people show negative expressions that make them less attractive. Apparently, beauty has an ugly egg versus chicken problem. Young girls are especially spoon-fed the halo effect. Good is beautiful, evil is ugly. Will Disney ever feature a homely princess with a beautiful heart? Maybe the wicked stepsister could be the prettier one who must learn to make her insides less wicked. Not every princess has to be beautiful to have a beautiful story. Beauty may open doors, but it closes windows into your soul. The beautiful ones are not always loved for who they are. However, there is a more sinister side to this debate. Imagine being rewarded for a trait you did not earn. The beautiful ones and lottery winners share a fate. Both find fortune, but not meaning. But here's the real rub. Beauty may open doors, but it closes windows into your soul. The beautiful ones are not always loved for who they are. It's why beautiful women are often the most insecure women in the world. There's nothing secure about being given a gift that is not yours to keep. You can argue that true beauty is timeless and all that teabag nonsense, but physical beauty has an expiration date. No one has an ageless death, and most women don't want to be admired for something they can't hold on to. Faces wrinkle, bodies sag, hair turns gray. The bloom comes off the hothouse rose. But every wrinkle tells a story, and it's an unfiltered story. It's the story of a life well lived. Someday, I would like to kick up my swollen, wrinkled feet, sit on a park bench with the person I most love, and share our well-lived stories. Now, that's hot. So what do you think? Have you ever felt unseen, misjudged, or valued for the wrong reasons? Let's talk about it in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. And if this story resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Until next time, stay thoughtful, stay bold, and remember, true beauty isn't something you see, it's something you feel.